State and Wake Forest coming up at 6 o'clock as well. Camille Pierre, that's Mufasa. What do you got?
The rebounder of all rebounders, doing so well in that category. ESPN also just ranked her as the number 11 player in the country midway through the season. That's quite an impressive stat. Last two games doing really good as well, and she has the moves. So what more could you want?
I love how loose they are too. They're always having fun out there. And on the other side of things for Wake Forest, Grace Oliver, what's it going to take if Wake coach wants to pull off a win tonight against State?
Grace Oliver is going to have a big game, and she's very capable of doing that. She is really on a roll right now, 19 in her last 3 games. She is somebody that can score in a lot of different ways, and they're going to rely on her tremendously tonight.
Thursday night means ACC women's basketball, and we've got an awesome traditional ACC showdown tonight. Here in Winston-Salem, it's NC State, winners of 7 of their last 8. And the Wake Forest Deacons back from the West Coast, trying to get back on track. Deeks have lost 3 in a row. Great to have you with us, and we welcome you courtside. Evan Lepler alongside Stan Luter. Madison Little is coming up in a moment. NC State, 37-point win on Sunday. They got another big one against Louisville coming up this Sunday. How do they balance that expectation by focusing on tonight?
They stay in the moment. They continue to get better and better. They bounce back from a Clemson loss. They're going to play better today. They get ready for Louisville. Worry about them on Sunday.
Camille Pierre with her 10th double-double of the season. What a revelation she has been for the Wolfpack.
A do-all player, Camille Pierre. She can run the floor. She can catch the basketball. She can defend. You see her step out right there, knock down a jumper. A moment ago, she got in the passing lane, ran down the deflections, easily score there. Moved the basketball, cutter, soft hands. She rebounds, she runs, she defends. 10 double-doubles. She can do a little bit of everything. If you really put some pressure on her inside, she'll turn, drop, step, and score. On the other side, you've got Mary Carter. Mary Carter's been a phenomenal perimeter shooter for Wake Forest. She's knocked down 44 threes already. Struggled the last 4 ball games. She's got to find the range today. Move inside, outside, step up, and knock down shots. She's a lethal weapon when she gets going. She's got to get going quick, fast, and in a hurry today.
She's made a 3 in every game this year. Wake look for her to get off to a good start. Third member of our broadcast team on the sideline, Madison Little. Good evening, Madison.
Well, Evan, NC State is a team that outscores their opponents early, averaging 23 first-quarter points in ACC play. And Wake, well, they've struggled to match that pace, averaging only 12 in that category. And head coach Megan Jebbia says that is a real concern coming to this one, guys.
All right, Madison, thanks so much. Wes Moore in his 13th season with the Wolfpack and his 37th season coaching college basketball, and he has put together a really astonishing career, winning records 35 out of his 36 seasons, seemingly on his way to his 32nd 20-win season. Think about that, 32 seasons of at least 20 wins. Wolfpack are on their way, but they're trying to avoid a speed bump tonight here in Winston-Salem. And the Deeks create a turnover on the opening possession. Aurora Sorby is back into the starting lineup for Wake Forest after Caitlin Jones replaced her on the West Coast trip. Aurora dealing with an illness, played in both games, back in the lineup tonight, along with Brown, Carter, Bird, and Oliver. Here's Milan Brown, the freshman from Baltimore. And Bird gets a touch up top. Seen her make a lot of great passes from the top of the key.
This team has got to be aggressive on offense. They've got to move from side to side and cut strong. Passes got to be good. Like Madison said, getting off to a good start. Wake Forest only averages about 15.5 points in the first quarter of basketball games. They've had 4 ball games this year where they've only scored 10 points or less. They cannot have that because NC State will defend you.
Milan Brown pull up in the lane, banks it in.
I think she can have a nice game penetrating, but she's got to understand, as we've said all season long, where she can take that mid-range jump shot.
Zam Jones back in the starting 5 for NC State, along with Samuels, Brooks, Pierre, and Traeger. Traeger from the elbow, splash.
Yeah, she's so solid right there. She'll work that mid-range game all night long. One of the things that makes it so hard to defend this NC State team, they've got size and Traeger along with Pearson. They can score a lot of ways, but so can Wake.
To 2 for the Deeks, who have the early 2-point lead. Opal Bird gets her first bucket of the night.
Pierre, more of a low post to mid-post player. pull the trigger and step outside and make the shot. And right on cue, there's the mid-range jumper.
Yep, short corner Jag, Camille Pierre, the transfer from Vanderbilt. Only made 1 3 all season, but it was last week against Clemson.
Those are baskets that you're going to have to make if you're Wake Forest. When you slap that cutter, you've got to be able to finish that or either get a rebound. This is an NC State team that does a great job on the glass.
Pierre, same spot, same result.
Yeah, she's too quick. She's a great mid-range shooter that can elevate on that shot. She can make a living on that baseline tonight.
Averaged over 20 points a game last year for the Vanderbilt Commodores. When we get a chance, we'll take a look at a replay. I'm told the Opal Bird shot will be reviewed, and there's some evidence that suggests she was behind the line. Mary Carter's behind the line, and she's got 3 for sure.
Excellent ball movement. Just like we said a moment ago, you've got to pass and catch. Very solid today against NC State. There's going to be shots available. Mary Carter's got to step up and knock one down. She did then.
Now 19 straight games with a 3 from Mary Carter to start her Wake Forest career, the transfer from Cal Poly.
That's every game.
It is. An answer, 3 balls, Zam Jones.
I don't want to get in a horse ball game with Zam Jones. She's got a lot of range and a lot of spots.
Bird thought about it. Extra pass, Grace Oliver, straight away 3 goes.
Wow, both teams getting in range early, Evan.
We've already got 4 lead changes in the first 3+ minutes. Wolfpack's 4 for 4. The Deacons are 4 for 5.
NC State will spread you out, and obviously they've got shooters on the wing. The skip pass, you got to always be worried about what penetration is going to be by Brooks. She gets something and find the player open.
Well defended, kick out, Jones fires. First miss for NC State, but they grab the rebound.
They out-rebound their opponents by a +9.
Brooks bumped by Sorby. Let's go back to the first Wake Forest long-range shot. This was ruled a 2. I don't know about you, Stan. I see some space between the toe and the line.
I think that's a 3, especially since he kissed it off the glass.
Oh, that's a 3 for Caden Samuels. This is a shootout.
And she is that X factor. Long, wiry, athletic. Played at UConn last year.
It's Sorby's turn.
Man. Where were these shots in the last ball game for both of these squads? But I tell you what, Caden Samuels is a player you got to keep your eye on if you're an NC State fan. She's a slash, she can run, she can make that mid-range jumper.
NC State takes another, and Zoe Brooks parries the 3.
Well, that's what you're going to get when you play zone. If you just move the basketball and spot up, and they're having a lot of success down at NC State, finding the range and different players knocking down shots. They have the ability to do that.
Sizzling start offensively for both squads. Oliver inside, going to work, gets some space and scores.
Good job that time of Oliver of being patient in the post. Pierre elected not to try to contest the second move.
Both teams are 6 for 7, 86%. NC State cooling off with Samuels coming up empty there. They dropped from 86% to 75%. Wake Forest is not cooling off at all. Aurora Sorby's knocked down another 3.
17 threes on the season coming into this afternoon's ball game already with 2. Sorby's got a nice range. Feeling better, I can see.
In and out. Stick back is good for Pierre.
That's what really's got to concern you if you're Wake Forest. A second chance opportunities and the ball in Pierre's hands.
No good for Brown. Trigger uses her size. Just the second missed attempt for the Deeks. With 9 tries.
Oh.
Fancy move, Zoe Brooks making magic.
Every ball game, you can expect 1, 2, maybe even 3 off-balance shots by Zoe Brooks. And she makes it.
How about 9 lead changes in the first 5.5 minutes tonight?
That looks good if you're a Deke fan, but you want to make sure you got a good tempo.
Wide open look, and the Deeks are 5 for 5 from 3, and Oliver's got 8 first quarter points.
I looked at Wes Moore, he just shook his head like, what's going on here?
Deacons average 6 made threes a game, and they got 5 in the first 6 minutes tonight.
10 after Christmas against Pitt. They had 11 against Gardner-Webb, the most they've had all year. They're on a roll.
An exhilarating start here at the Joel Coliseum. We've seen 40 points in 6 minutes. This is fun. Bird's early long-range shot rolled a 2, has been changed to a 3, so the Deacons are actually 6 for 6 from downtown. Stan, I'm not sure Wake Forest women's basketball has ever started 6 for 6 from 3 since the advent of the three-point strike.
3, how about even field goals? Just layups and whatnot. Yeah, it's a great start, but if I'm NC State, you just continue to play and do what you're doing all year long. You use your weapons. If you're Wake Forest, you're happy you're 6 for 6, but you also got to understand the tempo of this basketball game. The speed of this game right now, because you're knocking down threes, you're getting some good looks, goes the way of Wake Forest. Wake Forest, at 11th best in the ACC in three-point baskets made. NC State's number 12. So both of those are a little bit above their average right now. 5.9 for the Wolfpack, 6 for the Deacons.
Caitlin Jones in the game for the first time, replacing Brown.
She can get that shot in the middle right there, but she's got to be quick. I understand there's going to be a weak side defender to block the shot. Cox in the game now for NC State, also long, athletic, can defend.
Kaishi Lunin as well, rounding out for Carter.
If you haven't seen Lunin, you're going to enjoy watching her. Great handle, lefty, can penetrate, she's got great footwork.
Deeks in the zone, double team in the post. Cox tries to get it to Traeger. It's knocked away and stolen by Kennedy Moore, who's also off the bench for the Deeks.
And Kennedy Moore can have a good night tonight because she's athletic and she can jump.
Oh, beautiful pass. Wake Forest slicing and dicing the Wolfpack defense.
I like what I'm seeing out of Wake Forest. They're handling the basketball, and that's the most important thing for this team. They can't turn it over. They can't fumble passes, and they can move it. Then they can get the good shot they want. Be smart and patient. Same thing goes for NC State, but they've got some explosiveness, Evan.
From the corner, Cox off the mark. Trigger tracks it down and then throws it to Sorby. Mary Carter, rising fire, 3 more!
Great decision by Sorby. She took it down fast, slowed down. We know Carter's a left wing shooter. Let her get to her spot, feet set, buries a 3.
The Demon Deacons are 7 for 7 from 3. (27-19), 8 minutes in.
Playing the zone, 2-3, it looks like a 3-2 from time to time.
Zam Jones not in rhythm, rebounded by Oliver.
Excellent job defensively for Wake Forest at time. One shot, a rebound, and a transition basket.
A late whistle and a foul on Cox, and Westmore does not like it.
That's a good decision there by Jones. And you see Coach Moore, you talked about his accolades and what he's been able to do with NC State. Wow.
At least 20 wins in each of his past 10 seasons. Of course, 2 years ago, Wolfpack started the season unranked and then went to the Final Four.
What a magical run that was. And they weren't expecting really to get to the Final Four that year. The year before that, they lost a tough one at UConn. And that was a year in Connecticut. So it was like, that was the year they thought they were going to go to the Final Four. But hey, Westmore is one of the best in the business.
This has truly been a breathtaking start to this game for the Wake Forest Demon Deacons. Wake Forest by 10. They've scored the last 10 points. All the stats are sparkling.
Remember last year, same game, same place. Wake Forest got off to a quick start to lose to the end to NC State. That cannot happen, but that's Pierre, so what do you expect? Great inside position.
Now 7 of NC State's 21 points are second chance points.
She just goes up with 2 hands, strong, and finishes. You're not going to block the shot. If you do, you're going to foul it. You're not going to take it away.
8 points already for Camille Pierre. Top scoop shot goes for Caitlin Jones.
That's her game. Penetrate, take the little 10-footer, and get the layup. If she can get her shoulders turned, she can score.
Cox pulls up, around and out. Carter shows off her strength, taking the rebound away from Caden Samuels.
Mary Carter playing really big so far in this basketball game.
Inside Carter, working on Samuels. Mary Carter cannot miss, and neither can anybody else in a white jersey.
What a great job. That was well defended by NC State. But Carter did a nice job. She rolls to the post, takes the bump, gets herself to control, gathers, and then takes a nice jump shot.
Demon Deacons 12 for 15 from the floor, 7 for 7 from 3. What West Coast hangover. Zam Jones for 2 more. And that's going to end this first quarter. A memorable first 10 minutes. If Wake Forest could keep this up, they would score 132 points. I don't expect that, but that's the pace they're on through 10 minutes. 33-23, Wake Forest thinking upset. Coach Gebbia was concerned about this disparity over the course of the season. Wake coming back from the West Coast, but an absolutely magical start for the Deacs, tying a school record for most points scored in a quarter with 33. Madison, what else you got for us?
Well, guys, Mary Carter, a big part of that first quarter success. 8 points and 2 rebounds for her. And that physicality is something that this coaching staff is wanting more from her. She's a player they typically look to outside, but they've been working on her physicality. Her size is something they say they can use further down the stretch, and it's going to be a big piece of what they do tonight and what they do moving forward, guys.
Thank you. There's the first long-range miss for the Deacs today. You knew it couldn't last forever, but man, that was unbelievable start to the game. Here comes some NC State free throws as Cox gets bumped inside.
Well, going back to what Madison was talking about, that's why we talked about her in the open, is that she has to become more physical. Both she and Oliver cannot stray away from the contact. I think over the last couple of basketball games, it really was evident on the West Coast swing where they were pushed around, knocked off their spots, bumped a few times, hit the floor a few times too many. And along with Bird, that physicality is going to go through the league. You've got to be able to play through that. You get stronger and you get worn down. But Mary's done a really nice job today of stepping up, taking the contact, and playing smart.
Foul went against Oliver. Cox made a couple of free throws. We got an 8-point game. Early second quarter. Madison Jordan out there for the first time for Wake. And the Deacs nearly with their first turnover.
This has got to be a strong move, Evan.
Opal Bird goes strong, but comes up short. Pierre grabs her 4th rebound. Brooks in transition. Ooh. One referee looked like we're going to go up in both hands and call a jump ball, but instead it's a foul on Jordan.
I'd like, let me see this again. She goes down. Okay. All right. She goes across the body. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'll take it. I'll take it. I knew that outside arm was doing something, but it didn't know what. But it did look like a good block up top with the body. The thing you got, the pressure on Wake Forest, Evan, is they've got to score. Because you saw how quickly NC State was able to push the basketball in transition. And that's Zoe Brooks could just hurt you so many ways. Not a big three-point shooter, but her penetration in kicks, her drive to the basket strong. That's what scares you. You've got to be able to defend that. This is a good matchup.
Brown attacking. Zam Jones taking it right to her.
The future of basketball right there. Brown versus Jones. Jones, the junior from over at North Pitt High School down in Bethel, outside of Greenville.
Jones airs one out, comes up empty, deflected out of bounds by Cox. Trigger's coming back in for Cox. Megan Gebbia went to the West Coast. Her team never led for a single second, but Wake has led the majority of this first half so far tonight.
Really struggles shooting the ball out there. 38 of 112 from the field. 22 assists. You don't make a lot of field goals, you don't have a lot of assists. 28 turnovers. Like you said, never led the entire time. Catch, turn, and score.
Wake Forest is taking whatever it wants offensively right now. Bird the assist, Oliver the bucket.
Well, they've got size as well. And she kept the ball up high and then finished. She didn't put it on the floor. She put it up strong. That shot's going to be there.
3 assists for Opal, 12 points right now for Oliver. Battle for the board, Grace wins it.
Oliver did a nice job of boxing out and keeping herself between her and Krieger.
Wake Forest playing with great purpose offensively, Stan. Right on cue, they turn it over for the first time. But the point stands, even that pass was thrown with purpose.
That was a hard up-the-line pass. It didn't have a really good angle. But it goes back to what we've been talking about, the physicality. They're not shying away from it. And Wake Forest has some size also, okay? So, they're playing big. Both teams are playing big, and you like it.
No good for Brooks. Long rebound controlled by Samuel.
Second chance opportunity.
Ambitious pass. Krieger keeps it in bounds. Jones, hesitation, kick. Samuel's three. Krieger's too big. And then she brings it down and she's tied up. The arrow stays here. But with 3.3 seconds on the shot clock, they reset the shot clock as the ball hit the rim. Yeah, they hadn't reset the shot clock until they were going to determine who got the rebound. Shot clock should be at 20.
You're getting better and better officiating. You're getting better and better. The association will be very proud of you.
One day they'll give me a whistle.
You're getting better. You're getting better. I tell you what, you hit it all. How do you attack the zone? Right in the middle.
The shot that Pierre likes. Oh, Krieger steals the rebound off the floor and then traveled. She's like, I was pushed.
Well, she may have been. that high-low that NC State can run against the Wake zone. And we've talked about it. Against the zone, you try to attack inside out, try to take the middle. So they're going to have opportunities, but you've got to do a great job of boxing out off the jump shot if it's missed.
Jordan, up top, Oliver. I think for Wake, it's good if Krieger's pulled this far away from the basket.
You have to.
Jump ball, this will be Wake's ball. 5 in the shot clock.
You have to try to pull her away from the basket. So that's why if she's matched up against Carter or Bird, that person's got to be very active offensively.
Bird catches it up to the deflection. Time running out. Krieger gets the block. Krieger has made 12 threes this year.
Yeah, she can. That's what I'm saying. She can step out and take that top of the key mid-range jumper. This is what Pierre does.
A little too strong. Krieger put back. No. Oliver the rebound. NC State is 0 for 6 in the quarter. 0 for 7 actually after those 2 misses. All their 4 points coming up the line. And the Deacons on the court. And there's a reason why. They got the 6'6" Swede with her first personal.
Nice job of Bird trying to fight for inside position and stay low. Get a wide base, ask for the basketball, and continue to let the bump. She got a little too aggressive.
Brown and Moore back in for Jebbia and the Deacons.
What's the matchup?
Tough turnaround. And they're going to get a box-out foul on Jones, undercutting Milan Brown, who got her hands on the ball.
Not surprising, Milan Brown leads this Wake Forest basketball team, Evan, in offensive rebounds. Shot just a little short there, but Richard Brown battling Jones. Brown's got it. She boxes her out, gets the foul call. Another possession. But Milan Brown, the smallest player on the team.
Mary Carter makes the Deeks 8 of 9.
That's why you keep the ball alive. A second chance opportunity. Wake Forest able to take advantage of it, and they're seeing the basket so big right there.
It was a well-executed blob, baseline out of bounds.
Yes, indeed.
Entry pass knocked away and stolen by Carter. Milan Brown, Euro step, 2 more.
That's what she does.
Timeout, NC State. All the Wolfpack fans wearing red at the Joel. They have been silenced by the old gold and black. Hurricanes and Hoosiers just 4 sleeps away. Miami seeking its 6th national championship, and what a story Curt Cignetti's Indiana Hoosiers have been. Fernando Mendoza. It's an unbelievable sports movie that we're going to watch one day, and we're getting to see it in real time right now, Stan.
You didn't see Hoosiers back in the day?
Well, this is a different Hoosiers. There's a nice design play by NC State out of the timeout. Trieger's got her 2nd bucket.
After the timeout, they're able to score. Good timeout for NC State just to settle things down. There's still a lot of basketball to play. Expecting to go inside a little bit more also.
Midway through the 2nd quarter.
State in a big zone. Look at that big gap right there. NC State's got to take advantage. Wake Forest has got to take advantage of that.
Sorby looking inside, could not connect with Brown. Stan, during the break, you mentioned the similarities between last year's NC State-Wake game here at the Joel. And you're right, Wake had a double-digit lead in that game. It was a maximum 10-point lead in the first half.
Yeah.
State won 90-83 in a high-scoring shootout.
We had 2 outstanding perimeter players along with Zoe Brooks, and they just kind of dominated, forced turnovers, got easy baskets, and went away with a nice win. But they were scared. They were pushed. They're going to be pushed today, too. And again, you can't worry about, you're talking about Sunday's game. Don't worry about Sunday. Worry about Thursday night. Inside, outside, that's good. Another tip basketball. Wake Forest has got to understand, with this size of NC State, there's also length, long arms, and you can't pass between those defenders. You got to make a recognition of a pass and boom, get rid of it quickly. Ball fakes and shot fakes. How many times you heard me say that in a ball game?
I've lost count.
Ball fakes and shot fakes. Move that defender and make that pass inside. Last 2 possessions empty for Wake Forest. NC State's got to take advantage. High-low.
Wolfpack just 1 for 9 from the floor here in the quarter. Now 2 for 10.
See, they started in the middle, go to the other side. Sam Jones, who's a potential long-range shooter, you got to come out and contest. That's going to leave a little bit of opening. You get the ball in Pierre's hands, she scores.
10 points for Camille Pierre, 13th consecutive game in double figures. Sorby from the corner. Rebounded by Brooks.
Notice how Wake Forest has slowed their tempo the last couple of possessions. That's not bode well for them.
Jones' quick shot would not fall. Bird's going to bring it up the floor herself. This young Aussie is versatile.
Yeah, she is. She's moved. There you go. And move it, move it. And how do you defend it? You got to match your side.
Bird tees it up. Wide right.
Oh, you're getting football mode. You're getting football mode. Miami's got a good kicker. Indiana's got a good kicker. Curt Cignetti, first met him 3 years ago. He's at Elon.
That's right.
Had one of his games.
From Elon, JMU.
Yeah. LPA.
Goes in on 3 minutes to play in the half. Tough shot, around and out. Offensive board, Pierre. And it's a jump ball. Arrow will stay with NC State.
Wow, did you see Pierre on that second jump, though? Sam Jones did a great job of executing. The shot doesn't fall, but watch this. Goes up strong, come from the backside, and gets the block. Came down with it. They're going to call it a jump ball. But that's the tenacity you see in this for trouble.
Traeger fouled on the 4th chance of the possession for NC State.
If you just keep the ball alive, you have a feeling either Traeger or either Pierre is going to get the rebound. Or keep the ball alive for a second chance opportunity.
Called a foul on Opal Bird, her first. NC State now 5 for 5 from the line. The rebounding disparity has grown, Stan.
Yeah.
17 to 9 in favor of the Wolfpack.
You said they're a +9 on their opponents from rebounding. You can certainly see why. They go after the basketball. They just don't depend on their size. In this zone, they've got 2 guards that are very active on the ball.
Good hands from Brooks. Active hands on the ball, you say. Fouls on Jordan.
You know, sometimes people just think I'm just talking. I'm just running my mouth. But I've seen this before. And you've got 2 quick perimeter players, no shot fake, no ball fake, just throw it up there. You can't leave the ball in the air like that. Zoe Brooks takes it, and then she attacks.
I know you think I ignore most of what you say, but sometimes I like to remind you that I'm listening.
You do. That's okay. That's okay. A lot of people don't listen to me. They regret it. They regret it if you don't.
8 points now for Zoe Brooks, junior from Plainfield, New Jersey. Surpassed 1,000 points in her career in the Davidson game. Today's Zoe's 90th game there in the NC State Wolfpack jersey.
She's just a leader, you know. We talk about Hannah Dalgo so much, and Mo Johnson, you know, outstanding point guard. She just does a little bit of everything. Defend, score when need be.
Oh, nice cut. Grace Gallagher with her third field goal as a Demon Deacon.
I love the excitement of the Wake Forest bench right now, Evan. They scored. They were all up and celebrating Galvin's basket.
Big shot there. Snapped the extended NC State run, but here come the Wolfpack again. It's an 8-point game with 2 minutes to go in the half.
Pierre's too strong on that right block. She was stopped. No problem. Just elevates. Used all the glass, all the rim, and gets the basket. High-low score.
Kennedy Moore could not believe how open she found herself.
Yeah, Westmore couldn't either. You can see him now talking about that. How do you sneak it on the baseline?
It's not been a very good defensive half for the Wolfpack, to say the least. Camille Pierre's got free throws coming up next.
Watch this. There's a little jump stop to fade. Fight through the double team and then cut back door. Cut back door. Catch and score. Nice job by Grace. You watch it. 3 people up front, 2 guards back, overloaded, and just kind of worked their way on that baseline. Look what I found.
That was on Bird, number 2 on Opal.
If there's anything that I think Pierre's got to get a little better at, it's going to be at the free throw line. She only shoots about 65% from the line. As much as she handles the basketball inside, as much contact as she goes through, you know she's going to go through the free throw, so she's got to be able to knock those down. Move that up to about 70, 71, 72%. It's interesting when you look at Pierre Evans. She averaged like 5 or 6 points a game at Vandy her first year. Averaged 20 points at Vandy last year. She's averaging about 16 or 17 points a ball game now at NC State. But it's just amazing the continued improvement and different roles she's developed over time.
Gallagher for 3.
Oh my goodness.
Her second career three-pointer. What a half for the Wake Forest Demon Deacons.
A big-time scorer in Pennsylvania high school basketball, over 1,700 points. She's showing why. Bad foul.
And whether it's a shooting foul or not doesn't matter because the Wolfpack are in the bonus.
One adjustment Wake Forest has to make in the second half is that they've got to find a way to take away some of those inside passes.
More costly than the free throws, excuse me, Stan. Yeah. That's the second foul on Grace Oliver, so she's headed to the bench. Replaced by Caitlin Jones.
So you got to nurse this 105 if you're Wake Forest. If you're NC State, you got Brooks now scoring the basketball. Trieger and Pierre are kind of controlling inside. So they'll put some pressure on Wake right now to try to get a little knockout punch and knock them back a little bit more. And this is the person, Samuels, like I said, played at UConn for 2 years, was on the championship team last year. Is athletic enough, she can defend a lot of positions, and she can really run.
So Wake Forest averaged 47.5 points in their 2 games on the West Coast.
Yeah.
They got 49 and counting in the first half back home. Jones keeps it alive.
So you're saying there's nothing better than being home?
Home cooking. Trigger the rebound. Here come the Wolfpack. Long take. Brooks can't convert. Loose ball. Knocked out of bounds by Jones.
Puts so much pressure on you. Brooks takes it down, has some contact, not able to make it. To get the rebound, careless with the pass out. Sam Jones nearly steals and scores.
Westmore trying to will his team to a stop. About a 6-second difference, game and shot clock.
Possession error goes the way of the Deeks. So you take your time. You start your offense with about maybe 6 seconds on the clock, about right now.
Jones had it poked away and stolen. 5th Wake Forest turnover.
Got time.
Zoe Brooks dishes to the corner. Zam Jones for 3, goes glass. And the Wolfpack are back within 6 at the half. I don't know if she called it, but it doesn't matter. What a wild first 20 minutes of hoop we got tonight. Did she call it, Stan?
Yes, she called it. That's what they do at Pitt, North Pitt High School down in Bethlehem.
No, she didn't
They
call
called,
it.
she said, yes, I didn't think it was going to hit it, but I called it. Knock it down.
Go ahead, Madison.
Well, Coach, what impressed you most about your Deeks in that first half?
I think it's confidence on the offensive end. I think they came ready to shoot the ball, obviously. Just to play. This is a great game. Obviously, it's a high scoring, so it's fun to watch. I wish we were playing a little bit better defense. But certainly, you know, just coming off a tough road trip and coming back, they're inspired.
What do you tell your defense coming out in the second half?
We got to rebound better. I think some of the stuff they're getting is second chance points. I mean, there's things that we're giving up that we want to give up, and they're making some. But getting back in transition, they're trying to push the pace. We got to turn around, stop the ball a little bit quicker.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
Astute comments from Coach. Second chance points hurt, but more importantly, man, that was fun to watch. Coliseum, everybody. Moments away from the start of the second half with Wake Forest surprisingly leading NC State 49-43, and there are lots of different ways those first 20 minutes were surprising. Stan Luter, from Wake Forest making 9 3-pointers to the way they moved the ball and attacked NC State, but obviously this is anybody's game, and the Wolfpack are going to keep on coming.
Well, the last couple of moments very important for NC State to make a jump shot off the bounce and to score and get back in it. If you're Wake Forest, you just got to continue to value the ball and shoot the ball well. And if you're NC State, you know the pressure's going to come. Put it on them and see what happens.
Well, NC State in their last game won by 37. They never trailed. Wake in its last 2 games only scored 95 total points and never led. And yet the Deacons have led for over 17 and a half of the first 20 minutes. 49 points in the first half. Do the Deacons have another 20 minutes like what we saw earlier? Let's get Madison Little's perspective. She caught up with Westmore. Madison.
Well, he gave a lot of credit to Wake Forest, starting 7 for 7 from outside in the first quarter. He says the Wolfpack need to play with a sense of urgency and do a better job of getting to the Deeks outside. But overall, he says, we gave up 49 points. We need to get more stops. And on the offensive end, it's going to be about offensive rebounds for his team and capitalizing on those second chance points.
Just like that, Madison, it's a 3-point game. Back-to-back threes for the Wolfpack to end the second quarter and start the third quarter.
And how did it happen? You miss a shot, you're in transition. Brooks pushes down, Jones knocks down the 3. They average about 22 points a ball game in the third quarter. We talked about how they get off from early games first quarter. The third quarter has been their biggest scoring game so far this season by average.
Fouls on Camille Pierre.
That was a very impressive back-to-back. That's why I always talk so much about possession error at the end of a quarter, end of a half.
Opal Bird, tough catch from Milan Brown. Faces up, goes back to the bucket and turns it over. Zam Jones the steal. Trieger filling the lane. This is for the tie. We got a brand new ball game.
Of course. You just saw NC State basketball at its best. A defensive play, you stop the transition, they reverse it, you get a shot. They've got a lot of weapons, they're using them now.
Into Carter, blocked by Trieger. Brown unable to poke it away. Ahead, Pierre. NC State leads. 1:27 into the second half.
Off
Wake
the
Forest
defensive
takes the
side.
timeout.
Evan, there's so much to talk about. You play defense, you run the floor, get shots. This happens so quickly. A few minutes ago, Wake Forest was rolling, but now here it comes the Wolfpack. Down, inside, outside, jump shot, count it.
For NC State, you see in their 5 wins, they're averaging 82 points per game in conference play. Since they trailed 42-27, that was Wake's largest lead. NC State has outscored Wake 24-7.
Wake Forest has helped them with some poor shots, turnovers. NC State capitalized on transition baskets.
Opelberg gets a decent look. Too strong. Rebounded by Pierre.
And we talked about it earlier about getting too quick in your offense, being sped up. Right now, Wake Forest is trying to do everything quick.
That's a beautiful pass by Sam Jones.
Yeah.
16 for Pierre, but man, what a pass. 18 for Pierre, excuse me.
Brooks and Jones combined for 135 and a 250 assists so far for the NC State Wolfpack, and you see why.
Aggressive take. Oliver could not convert.
Maybe another timeout even if they score here in transition. Hey, too easy.
Traeger, triple team, kick out. Samuels. Rebound Brown.
You notice when Traeger gets the ball in the middle, 3 white shirts around the ball, it gives a jump shooter a wide range.
Ed Sedlasky not wanting to hear any of what Wes Moore's got to say.
Wolfpack foul charge to 18 until the trigger. That's her second.
Stan, we told a story earlier this year about Milan Brown, who has big ambitions outside of basketball. She dreams of becoming the governor of Maryland one day. So you could say she dreams of replacing Wes Moore, but a different Wes Moore. Grace Oliver off the nice foul from Burry.
That's a nice back cut, but it's a long pass in the air. NC State back to those old habits they had earlier in the ballgame, hands were down.
Because when I Googled Wes Moore press conference yesterday, I got sent to the governor of Maryland's office.
I'll see him in a couple of weeks. I'll tell him to say hello.
I really was just trying to catch up on everything Wes Moore, the NC State coach, has said recently. Good block on Trigger. She gets it back. What do we got? Jump ball.
NC State lucky that time to get away with the zone and throw this ball. No, look at how many hands this thing goes by. Block there. Trigger didn't need to put it to the floor. She goes right back up. She gets the shot. It's their possession.
Pierre missed it off the dive. Wake looking to attack in transition. Sorby takes it. Oliver got a hand on the rebound, but it's controlled by Jones.
They got numbers.
To Brooks. Free throws coming. Zoe Brooks is tough.
Yeah, Sam Jones is tough too, especially when the two of them are in a break. And that pass is made because she had the ball in the middle of the floor and she just kind of weaved to the left just to give it a little passing space. Brooks continued to run, and then she goes to the free throw line. What a tough, yes, last year we should talk about Olivia Miles and Hidalgo being such a tough tandem. Those guys, Brooks and Jones, were only freshmen and sophomore. Now I think they're the best 2 guards in the ACC. They can score, they can defend, they can make jump shots.
And neither one was involved in the disastrous 4th quarter against Clemson.
Exactly.
It all slipped away.
That's a great
Tigers
point.
had scored them 23-8 to steal that game. State could easily be winners of 8 in a row, 6-0 in the league.
Remember, Jones was out that game with the ankle injury.
No good for Oliver. Wake has cooled off from 3 after starting 7 for 7.
Can't settle for jump shots. See how quickly she puts the ball down the floor.
Hilda Trigger's 3 goes in and out. Samuels on the glass earns a trip to the line. Hayden Samuels, the transfer from UConn, national champion with the Huskies last year. Season high 16 points on Sunday for Samuels against SMU.
And she scored a lot of those points on mid-range jump shots. Great hustle. just beats you down the floor. That time she's just elevated over a Wake Forest player. Shoots about 81% from the free throw line, but she's just a really great athlete, and you just let her play. Great nose for the basketball. Plays with a lot of enthusiasm.
1 for 2 for Samuels. There's Jones back in for Wake Forest.
Now, if you're Wake Forest, you're gonna get shots, but you've got to take your time in getting them. This one and done is not gonna work for you against this NC State team. They push the ball too fast. John's in the ball game there. She can put it on the floor.
Ooh, that was a dribble pass to Sorby. 5 to shoot for Jones. Jones looking for daylight.
Jones, not a three-point shooter. He's only made 2 all season. And you saw that come up.
Casual, crafty pass from Brooks. And Zam Jones knocks it down. Wolfpack have found their rhythm.
They work so well together. You've got to stop the basketball. You've got to communicate. You've got to be able to come over and defend the weak side. And then you got Pierre stealing the score.
Wake turns it over. Pierre, 360. Offensive rebound. Samuels. More free throws for Cadence on the way. 16-2 is the Wolfpack run here in the third quarter.
Evan, watch this. She comes down.
How about the swag?
Never gets the ball out and just say boom. That's what it did. Well, she was wide open. She knew it. Didn't give it away. Defensive mistake there. You're doubling up the basketball against one of the better ball handlers in the country, and that's an easy pass.
They're not going to give Cadence Samuels free throws here, which surprises Wes Moore and me. And the NC State fans around, but hey, Camille Pierre says, I'll take it, make it.
The intensity is turned up a notch and a half at NC State.
Maybe 2 notches.
Yeah, I'll give you 2 notches.
Maybe 3. Do I have 6 notches?
How about 5? Everybody on the floor. How about I to do that? And they're playing basketball. They're just running and defending and blocking shots. That's a good basketball.
And 1 for Milan Brown.
That's the emotion you need to see out of Brown. Takes it down the floor. It's got contact. Scores inside. We got a ball game here, Evan Lipler.
Well, we'll see if Wake can continue to counterpunch. All right, it's time for us to make our picks in the CFP National Championship Final. I guess I'll go first. Let me just say I'm rooting for Miami, but I'm going with the Hoosiers. They've been the best team all season long. They're undefeated. I'm taking Signetti. I Googled him, and I'm taking him. Stan, who you got?
Well, they asked me, and so I told them. Game's in Miami. It's on their home field. It's the ACC team. I'm going with the U.
Madison, break the tie. Who you got?
Well, I'm from South Florida, and I've never been to Indiana, so I'm going with the U guys.
Interesting reasoning. I like it.
She wants to go home. She said, you can't go home again. All the Kappa brothers, everybody in Indiana, you know, so hey, I can go against the Kappas, but hey, that's okay.
More than anything, hope it's a close game.
I hope it is too. Because I
Zoe
don't want
Brooks.
Michael Irvin spanking me next time to see him at a ball game. So hey,
I don't want to see that either.
It's going to be a good ball game.
No one wants to see that.
Nobody wants to feel it. Tell you what, who's spanking right now?
Careful.
NC State. No, I'm saying NC State just brought out the defensive hands. Hands are aggressive. Rebounding, excellent offense, unselfish basketball. You know, the game against Clemson, what they had, all 10 players, you don't dress with 10, all 10 scored in the Clemson game. Today, you get 3 guys different. SMU, what did I say, Clemson?
Yeah.
Yeah, Clemson. Well, they wish they had 10 scoring against Clemson.
So the Trigger knocks down her 13th three of the season.
She can knock that down. And again, it goes back to what we said at the beginning of the ball game. They've got a lot of weapons. A lot of weapons.
She's going to make a lot of money playing this game. She's 6'6" and can make that shot consistently. Oliver, no. Battle for the board. Trigger diving into the first row. It'll stay Wake Forest basketball.
Great hustle that time. Trigger had 19. I guess I'm thinking about the Clemson game because that was a loss. He had 19 against Clemson, which tied her season high. Had that against Tennessee also. So she can score inside, outside. The perimeter players doing what they do. You've got Pierre that can just score anywhere she wants to. And a person we haven't spoken much about today has been Quickly. She can make plays.
Emily Johns can't connect. Rebound pulled down by Lunan.
Yeah, they made a great adjustment in NC State, man. Playing bigger and putting more pressure outside, daring Wake Forest to take that long jump shot, knowing that Jones is not a three-point shooter. Or has not been, let's put it like that.
Pierre on the glass again. Such great position and calm conversion underneath.
And they're doing what they do. Penetration by Brooks. If you miss it, Pierre just goes up strong with two hands.
Camille, 22 and 9 on her way, seemingly to her 11th double-double of the season. Who's going to stop the ball? Lunan left open.
Quicker to the basketball. Stronger to the basketball. Too late now.
Pierre the dish. Samuels the two. Largest lead of the night for NC State. Timeout Wake Forest. And the Wolfpack fans that invaded the Dole Coliseum are on their feet. Consistent offensively. Wolfpack 23 in the first, they trailed by 10. They scored 20 in the second, they trailed by 6 at the half. They have outscored Wake 27-7 so far here in the third.
Well, I think Wake Forest caught NC State kind of relaxed a little bit on the defensive and didn't expect them to make as many jump shots early as they did. Believe it or not, that's where she's best. Believe it or not, the ability of Brown and Jones to score inside, the smallest players on the court, are better inside the paint than they are outside the arc.
It's the second straight game that NC State has really exploded in the third quarter. They had 30 in the third quarter against SMU on Sunday, tying their highest scoring quarter of the season.
Oh, that's nice.
29 so far tonight, 2 more for Trigger. She's got 11.
I told you, Lunan just gives you something extra, drives on the baseline, and then gets a no-look pass to a big dive into the basket. That's a nice play.
Ooh, they're going to call a reach-in foul on Samuels.
That's a hard pass, and Wake has been victim of that several times tonight. A little dive cut, and it's a long angle to make the pass and make the catch, and the defender, if you bump him off, it's a timing play. And if you're bumped off stride just a little bit, it's either going to be intercepted, deflected, or you don't catch it.
11 points, 13 rebounds tonight for Trigger. Third straight game. Not Caitlin's shot. Only her 7th three-point attempt of the season.
This is hers, though.
Trigger.
Trying to tell you. I'll tell you some of this stuff before it happens. Just save you a lot of time.
This is now the highest scoring quarter of the season for the Wolfpack. Sorby with a left hand gets 2.
Finally.
Wake led by as many as 15. Now NC State up by that margin. Final minute of the third.
Shots falling, better defensive pressure by NC State, getting easier baskets.
Trigger, nice pass. Samuels, no good. Long rebound finds Oliver. Shot clock is off.
I'd push it if I were Wake. Try to get a basket.
Deke's not interested in the final shot. Jones gets that shot and scores.
Jones, much better driving and getting 2 feet in the paint than taking a three-point basket.
Now the Wolfpack seemingly will look for the final shot. Westmore calls the play. Cox to the corner. Samuels. Make it Lunan, no good. Sortie traveled. Yeah, she traveled before the clock expired. And they're going to have to add perhaps 0.3 of a second to the clock, which is going to delay the start of the fourth quarter. NC State's going to have a sideline inbound, though. Take a look at the replay here and see. Saw the travel for sure.
The call on the floor is going to be reviewed for timing.
.2, .3 maybe. Run it back. Let's just hand go up. Let's see.
If there was 3 seconds left, this would have been a nice pass.
Right, yeah. I was watching the official, not the travel.
This has the feel of a lob pass to Trigger. What do we got, Ed?
After review, the violation occurs at .1. The clock will be reset to .1 seconds.
Okay. Nothing. Throw it up on the rim.
NC State does have the tallest player on the court.
It's a traveling violation by Wake Forest, and that violation occurred before the expiration of the game clock. Game clock's been reset. 1/10 of a second.
If you're Wake, you have a foul to give, but you probably don't want to use it.
No.
All right, that's the end of the third quarter, the highest scoring quarter for NC State all season. They scored 32 in the third. Well, the third quarter disparity has not dampened the enthusiasm for the Wake fans, and NC State fans who are here in Winston are enjoying themselves. Wolfpack were down as many as 15 in the first half. They're now up 13. Let's check in with Madison.
Well, guys, Camille Pierre told me she is finally playing with joy again after leaving Vanderbilt in the offseason. She struggled to find it and even debated stepping away from the game, but NC State gave her a new home, and the focus on repairing her confidence started with rebounding. She put all her focus on that, now leads the ACC in that category, and told me any night she feels like she could go for 10, guys.
22 points, 9 rebounds so far tonight for Camille Pierre.
About 18 rebounds against USC, 21 against Green Bay, and 20 in overtime against Oklahoma. She's pretty happy right now. Rebound. How many she got now? 10?
9. No, that was her 10th. Right, she's got her 10th. Her 11th double-double.
Work with me there, work with me.
And her scoring is not done yet either.
No, not on. She's getting great looks. And I told you at the beginning of the ball game, what I really like about her, how hard she plays, is she's got excellent footwork in the post.
How about 11 for 16?
Yes, sir. That's what we're talking about.
Wake started the game 7 for 7 from 3. They have made 2 of their last 11 from deep. Come back to the pack, you might say.
This is what really drives you mad. They take their time. Great space. Look at the space in there. They'll get something out of this. Oh, got an offensive foul?
Travel.
Yeah. It's okay. See how easy it is. Both Brooks and Jones have the ability to put the ball on the floor. And one dribble, and maybe definitely 2, go from way outside the arc to the paint.
Stan, that traveling call was the first NC State turnover of the second half.
I believe it. How about the fact that Wake's only got 1 offensive rebound today? When they were shooting the ball earlier, it wouldn't have mattered. Now they need every opportunity they can get.
The ratio of second chance points to offensive rebounds is pretty good. They got 3 second chance points off that one board. Milan Brown, short. Another rebound for Pierre, her 11th. Make it her 12th, excuse me. Zam Jones continues her fine night. 20 points for Zam Jones.
So easy.
grabs the rebound. She's been far more active here in the second half, too.
And Wake had the advantage in the transition to push ahead. Pierre gets there, stops the basketball, makes you take a tough shot, and off they go.
Jones sets up Lunan. 3 more. The 11th three of the night for NC State. 7 of them here in the second half.
What an unselfish play by Zam Jones. Just she's in a rhythm. One dribble, cross-court pass. Lunan, who's taken a couple shots and didn't hit anything. Nothing but the bottom of the net that time.
15th three of the season for Lunan. And NC State, who once trailed by 15, are now up by 21 points. Brown, a little out of control, turns it over. Lunan leads the break. Pretty move.
So quick, so long.
Milan Brown again takes it into the pack, and the pack stands strong. Jump ball, NC State possession.
And you see the speed, how you play every possession as hard as you possibly can. Lunan goes down in transition and scores. The ball is ahead of her on the way back with Brown, and she catches up with it and makes a defensive play. You love that effort. Those are the things that don't stack up in the box score, but you look at the tape and you say, wow, this is somebody that we can build on. It's a great play.
Pass ahead to Samuels, another nice finish. NC State has absolutely blown the doors off the Wake Forest defense here in the second half.
That's a good term. They just blew them away. Just too quick, too strong.
Brick from Carter.
Impatient. Here we go.
12-0 NC State here in the fourth. Carter rebounds, the Samuels miss. Wolfpack fans letting their voices be heard. Sorby finds herself free, knocks down the three.
Got to remind you, Randolph Childers playing at time the championship game. She didn't say get up though. She knocked down, look at it, knocked down the three. Different side of the floor too, but hey, I like it.
Hard to wave get up when you're down 25.
Yeah, I know, but hey. Still one of those great Wake Forest moments though.
Oh, no doubt. Maddie Cox with a brick of her own. Another rebound from Mary Carter for 7.
Push it, push it, push it, space it.
Looking for Galbavy. Back to Jones.
Oh, that's nice. That was well done. Good job, secondary break. Very unselfish pass. You see a lot of great things today that you can build on if you Wake Forest. But you've got to be able to put it together for 40 minutes.
Job by Jones keeping it in bounds. Walk travel. Second turnover of the half for NC State. Madison Jordan back in. And I'm curious if we're going to see Adelaide Jernigan, the Winston-Salem native, sometime in these last 5 minutes.
Oh man, Wes, great career she had over at Bishop McGuinness. Saw her win the state championship a couple of years ago. Just friends of mine down in Chatham-Charter. She's a good athlete, man. She is a great athlete.
Got a lot of fans in the stands, too.
Yes.
Place is going to go nuts. We'll know. The crowd will tell us if she's checking in.
They will, won't they?
Best game of Grace Galbavy's career. Scored 5 points all season before tonight. 5 points on 2 of 2 shooting. Under 5 minutes we go.
Cut and move, cut and move. Good defense by State.
Tough too, Caitlin Jones.
Yeah. And Caitlin Jones is trying to accept the fact that she's a driver and a scorer as opposed to a long-range shooter. And that's what she does well, and continue to do it well.
4th straight game in double figures for Caitlin.
Yeah. Beat you off the bounce. She will too.
You know, when I saw Tilda Traeger's career high was 19, that she scored 4 times, I was surprised because watching her play, figured sometimes she's going to have 25, 28, 35 points, something like that.
Yeah, but you got Zam knocking down shots. You got Pierre getting rebounds and second chance opportunities. She gets a lot of her points in transition, that reverse, to step out like we saw at the top of the key. Yeah, I mean, she's good, but she does a great job rebounding.
Cox kicks it. Devin Quigley moves it around.
It's not high spacing.
Opal Bird like a free safety roaming in the secondary.
Read it correctly at times. Zam Jones not happy about it. She'll make a play on the other end. Move.
How about Grace Galvin?
Hey, another outside weapon for the Deeks.
Career best 8 points. She had only scored 5 points in her 8 games played previously.
We'll take it.
And the crowd is going nuts because Adelaide Jernigan is at the scorer's table for State. Excellent defense there. Galbavy's earning more minutes tonight. Jones
Give it to
leaves
her.
it. Galbavy again. Wake was down 25. They're back within 12. Probably too little too late, but hey, who knows? Who cares? Galbavy, have a moment. There's Adelaide Jernigan, Bishop McGuinness High School here in Winston-Salem. #1 recruit in North Carolina. Coming off a 9-point performance, her second highest scoring game of the season this past Sunday against SMU.
Like 2,500 points at Bishop McGuinness.
A lot of points.
Change, yeah.
Jernigan lets it fly.
You see why. Was ready to shoot.
Brooks creates another chance, pulls it back out. Hey, Zoe Brooks doesn't have the most points, but she has controlled the game in so many ways. She's got 16 points now to go with 9 assists, 7 of 8 from the line. Making the right play.
And even then, that was an off-balance shot. She just makes you better. You've got a good point guard that can run things. You've got a perimeter shooter. You've got post players that can score inside as well as outside. Yeah, they're a tough basketball team. And don't be tricked by the NC State's record. They lost some close ball games, a couple of tough games. If you ask me, who could be the favorite to win the ACC? I think a lot of things got to start wrong.
Well, you should tune in when they play the Louisville Cardinals on Sunday.
I probably will.
Because Louisville is...
Well, I didn't say end, I just said start.
Louisville's up 11 at Notre Dame with 4.5 minutes to go.
Yeah.
The top 10 Cardinals look like they're going to keep their winning ways going as they head to Reynolds on Sunday afternoon.
Boom!
Tilda Traeger has 18. Jordan, quick shot, rattles in and out.
Another person that was a prolific scorer in high school, over 2,000 points.
Iron unkind there, as my friend Tim Randall
Timmy
might
B.
say. Sent me an Instagram message yesterday.
He did. Tell him I said hello.
Oh, yeah. I probably won't.
No, sir. Tell him say, stands at the eyes. The eyes. He'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Say the eyes. Oh, speaking of the eyes, man, remind me of something.
Here's Zoe Brooks, kicks it, Jernigan fakes it, takes it. Tough offensive rebound, Camille Pierre.
To the very end of the ball game.
They signed up for 40.
They did. They signed up for 40, and they don't give me 40. Jernigan has the jump shot, doesn't go, but there, okay, jumps, goes up strong, takes the contact, and scores. NC State basketball, I saw my guy, Ernie Myers.
Yeah.
We're talking about Ernie, so I got to speak to Ernie. But Beverly Sparks, that's a name you don't know. Beverly Sparks is the queen of NC State basketball. He was an administrative secretary for a million years. They said million years, a long time. She knew Coach K, she knew Norm Sloan, she worked for Valvano. You know, she worked for Herb Sindex, worked for Les Robinson. And so anytime I get a chance to be at NC State, I think about Bev. I got always give Bev some love. Bev Sparks is the mother of NC State basketball.
She's
basketball.
If she's the queen, then what is Kay Yao?
I'm not worried about Kay Yao. I'm talking about Bev. She's leading. Bev's best. So I have to, anytime I think about that, look at red, the history. Was that her 90th birthday a couple years ago? What a wonderful night it was. That emails and cards and letters. Everybody loves NC State. So anytime I see State, I got to talk about that.
Camille Pierre's night is done. 26 points, 14 rebounds, and a road dub.
Another night at the office for her, huh?
Savannah Metcalf No good. Mallory Collier in the game for NC State for the final minute.
My last crazy thought of the night, this is going to look bad in the paper tomorrow, or email or whatever, but I've seen some really positive things out of this Wake Forest basketball team. I've seen some things they can take away and say, okay, hey, we got to get better. We got to get better. We know what it looks like when it's right, but you got to do it for full 40.
Well, Wake makes 12 threes in 25 tries.
That's the most all season.
Yeah, they started 7 for 7. But NC State, after a slow start, answered. Wolfpack 95, Deacons 77, NC State over Wake Forest for the 13th straight time in women's hoops. Deeks have not beat the Wolfpack since February 19, 2017, and that streak will continue. Wake Forest will play in Raleigh February 26th in the Deeks' penultimate game of the season. And NC State can now turn its attention to Jeff Wall's Louisville Cardinals, who will invade Reynolds Sunday, 1 o'clock on the Deuce. That's ESPN 2 for the kids who don't know the parlance. Let's send it to Madison. Madison, take it away.
Well, you guys were down at the half, and then that third quarter was the highest scoring quarter for your team this season. What does that say about the fight of the Wolfpack?
I think we know what we're capable of, and we talked at half court. We were just gonna get out there, and both teams were hitting shots, but we knew that we had to get stops, and we know we have the energy and the talent, so we know what we were capable of, and we just had to go out and do it in the second half.
Well, you had 18 points and 13 rebounds. Why are you so consistently able to dominate for your team?
I'm just trying to do my best. I think the point guards are helping us a lot sharing the ball. I mean, Camille had a great game too, so they're giving us a lot of opportunities, so they're helping us a lot, and I'm just trying to do my best every game.
Well, your team talks a lot about the word together. How do you feed off each other's energy on the court?
Oh, today was awesome. Like, it makes it easier when we make our threes, when we go rebounding, but everybody's here for each other, and we came out as a team in the second half, and I just love that about our team.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Back to you guys.
Great stuff, Madison. Fun to hear from Tilda, 18 and 13. A lot of players with nice statistical nights. Camille Pierre, 26 and 14. Zam Jones, 20 points. And Zoe Brooks, 16 and 9. Autographs for good measure. Grace Galbavy off the bench, career high 11. She was 4 for 4, made all 3 of her threes. Mary Carter scores 15 to lead Wake in scoring. Deeks led by as many as 15, but they fall by 18. NC State has won 8 of their last 9, and they take tonight's game by a final of 95-77. We thank you for being with us. We wish you a pleasant evening. For my partner Stan Luter and Madison Little on the sidelines, I'm Evan Lepler saying good night from Winston-Salem.
Meanwhile, let's get to more ACC action. We had NC State playing an in-state foe in Wake Forest, and we take you to Coach Westmore looking a little stressed out before the game. 5 minutes in the first quarter. Wake Forest down 1, and it's Grace Oliver coach for 3.
Grace Oliver is the one player on Wake Forest that you got to find all the time.
And then it's Mary Carter here. She wants in on the action, Liz.
I mean, Wake Forest was 9 for 12 from 3 at half. They were doing their thing.
They were 7 of 7 in just the first quarter, but then Zam Jones says, okay, I can shoot it from the outside of 2. Bank is open, cuts the deficit to just a 6-point deficit. Third quarter, Kelly, they're down 3, and then it's Jones.
And Zam started catching fire. That was a huge 3 before the half to get some momentum back. She hits another one early. Zam had 20 points, hit 6 threes.
NC State goes on an 18-2 run out of the halftime to take a 61-52 lead, and then we take you to the fourth, and they can also go inside coach to Camille Pierre.
Camille Pierre just recognized as one of the top players in the country, and I think she was trying to prove it again tonight.
95-77, NC State gets the win, and as I mentioned, they trailed by 6 at the half before coming out hot in the second half, and Westmore, his team shot 60% in the second half to get that 18-point win. After the game, Tilda Trieger spoke about the halftime adjustments that they made to secure the win.
I think we know what we're capable of, and we talked at half court. We were just going to get out there, and both teams were hitting shots, but we knew that we had to get stops, and we know we have the energy and the talent, so we know what we were capable of, and we just had to go out and do it in the second half.
Well, you had 18 points and 13 rebounds. Why are you so consistently able to dominate for your team?
I'm just trying to do my best. I think the point guards are helping us a lot sharing the ball. I mean, Camille had a great game too, so they're giving us a lot of opportunities, so they're helping us a lot, and I'm just trying to do my best every game.
Well, your team talks a lot about the word together. How do you feed off each other's energy on the court?
Oh, today was awesome. Like, it makes it easier when we make our threes, when we go rebounding, but everybody's here for each other, and we came out as a team in the second half, and I just love that about our team.
I would have loved to be a fly on the wall in that halftime locker room because, man, second half they came out, and Kelly, they just looked like a different team.
They did, and of course Wake Forest shot lights out in the first half. They were incredible. Grace Oliver was shooting the ball. You're really not going to be able to sustain 9 for 12 from 3, and I thought NC State responded. They were sleepy walking a little bit through that first half. Zam Jones, to me, is the key, and Liz talked about it on ACC PM. Come back, be here for Zam Jones, that great Taylor Swift song, by the way. They need her back. They need her looking to score. I thought she was really aggressive tonight, 20 points and 6 threes. And then Zoe Brooks, I thought, was looking to distribute a bit more, and I liked that look for NC State. Zam playing more off ball, Zoe on ball, and it worked out really well.
Zoe Brooks did have 9 assists in that game, and like you said, it worked out well for them in the second half. They're going to need to keep doing that and put a full 40 minutes together. And of course, the opponent that you play isn't probably going to go 9 for 12 from 3 often.
Yeah. They need to give Wes a break. You know, they need to come out and play well in the first half. They look like they're just trying to stress. They're doing it on purpose. I'm sure he was saying that at halftime, and they were talking about, we're better than this. I know we're better than this, and let's do it for 40 minutes.
Some sympathy for the coaches over here is what we need, right?
NC State would be up by 40 at half, and Wes would still be stressed out.
He would find something
He chooses
that's
to live that way,
right?
Because he's a coach.
Speaking of stressed out, they're going to continue to be stressed out because the road ahead is not any easier as they get ready to play a Louisville team that is one of the hottest teams in the country right now. Coach, as you look ahead to that matchup, what does NC State need to do?
I think consistent. That is the thing for me. You watch them play, and they can look so good at times, and they can look so bad at times. They're a team that really, they've got to figure it out. They get stagnant on offense. They over-dribble. They don't get enough assists in every game. Everybody's got to come out and do their job. They got to be ready on the defensive end. They got to rebound. They don't have the depth, but I don't think that's as big a factor if you stay out of foul trouble and stay injury-free. You can only play 5 at a time, and I think if they're in great shape, I think they'll be okay. But this Louisville team they're tough.
I like that faceless.
I completely agree with Coach. I could not disagree after a passionate speech like that.
You said you could only play 5 at a time. Liz is like, well, that's, yeah.
And did.
Coach. Coach knows. Kelly, what else?
Coach knows. Well, she brings up the defense. I think defensively is super important for NC State. They were a bit lackadaisical in the first half. I mean, 9 made threes. You've got to guard the 3 better against a really good Louisville team. We'll see how NC State guards the ball screen because they do have more options in the front court than Notre Dame. You can bring in Collier off the bench. You have Trieger. You have Pierre, who's a phenomenal athlete. So I think NC State will be better against the ball screen, but just putting that defensive effort together for 40 minutes. That's my key for NC State against a very good Louisville team.
Absolutely, and continuing that consistent guard play that they had tonight. Sometimes some of their guards can slip away, have quiet games. They all showed up tonight, and they're going to definitely all need to show up against Louisville. You
know, and Wake Forest went 9 for 12 in the first quarter. Well, were you guarding them? I mean, it's easier to shoot when you're wide open, isn't it? You would love to have people not guard you. And so I think sometimes they say, oh, they just made shots, but we didn't guard them. And so it was a lot easier for him to make shots.
Coach will fight for West.
You're going to see this game Sunday at 1 o'clock. It is funny, too. Louisville on this 10-game win streak, and NC State feels like they've fallen out of the mix. They are 8-1 in their last 9 games.
NC State is still one of, if not arguably, the most talented team in this league. So you cannot count them out any night.
Going to be a big one to keep your eye on 1 o'clock on ESPN, too.